honey.
Hey Miss Girl, welcome to or back to the Thread Life. In today's video, we'll be getting all into these Burgundy Boho knotless box braids. I never thought I would be doing this color on myself, but Eayon changed the game with this one. And I gotta say, I am absolutely loving it. Speaking of, huge shout out to Eayon Hair for sponsoring today's video. We'll get into all of the details on the hair in just a second, but I am loving this color just in time for fall. I decided to do large this time because we've done the medium, we've done the jumbo. It was just time. So if you're looking for a quick style that won't break the bank but will break you out of the 1B chokehold, then you found it. Without further ado, let's get right into this tutorial. So first things first, Eayon Hair sent me over 3 bundles of their human bulk hair in 18-inch loose deep wave 99J burgundy blend. These bundles are extremely full. And for braiding hair, y'all know I use Rua 18 inches. With 99J, you have to be very mindful of the undertones you want in your braiding hair, because as you can see here, it can get really red or really burgundy with purple undertones. I went with the more neutral undertones. Now let's get into this braiding. You want to start with freshly washed hair, of course. And y'all know I like to start with the parting at the ear so I can see where my halfway point will be. You'll see in a second, I'm going to put on the screen that I followed a braid map to the T, and I ended up having 6 rows altogether, but I'm just going to start and go ear to ear so I can see where that first part will lie, and then we're going to clean it up with your braiding product of your choice. You'll want to go in with your rat tail comb to clean things up. Once you part out that first row, it gives you an idea for the sizing that each row will be, and from there you can part out the very first row of the nape area. I did go ahead and pre-part my entire head. I know, not Miss Little, I don't pre-parting, but y'all know anytime I do anything larger than a medium, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-part, especially since, like I previously mentioned, I was following this braid map, and like I said, I followed it to a T, so I ended up with exactly 35 braids altogether. And the beauty in doing this style is that just the 35 braids ended up still giving that very full look. So now let's get started with this first braid. You're going to start off with your 3 sections, and once you get them, you're going to braid 1, 2, 3, and once you get to that right side, you're going to add in your first piece of braiding hair, switch over once, switch over twice, add in your second piece of braiding hair, switch over once, switch over twice, and then you're going to go in with your first piece of human hair. From there, you're going to continue braiding down, adding in as many human hair pieces as you would like. If you did see my last braiding hair video, then you know that I wanted a super full look. I did not want my braids to be as full this time, so I started off with about 5 human hair pieces in the back, and then I moved up to about 8 maximum at the top. But you do want to have more human hair pieces than braiding hair pieces. So with these braids, I did 2 pieces of braiding hair at the top, and then you'll notice in the middle of the braid, I go in with 1 more piece of braiding hair for a total of 3 pieces of braiding hair, so that the braid is not too thick, but that the braiding hair gives it some structure and fullness with the boho pieces covering the majority of the braid. That was a mouthful, but you will see. I'm going to show myself doing 3 braids total, and I'm not going to talk through all of them just so that you can get a feel for how I do it. But back to this braid, you're going to continue braiding down, adding those human hair pieces. After that last piece of braiding hair is added in, you're just going to continue on with your human hair pieces. And a trick way that I get the human hair ends without actually having to do all the nail gluing and the extra tying is that I braid down as far as I can with the braiding hair, and then add that last piece of human boho hair as close to the end as possible before continuing to braid down a few more times and adding in my slip knot 3 to 4 times. Another key to cutting down time on this process is cutting your loose pieces that are sticking out as you go. Here's row 1, and then I will show you all how we're looking and progressing on row 2 as well. And then from there you'll see row 3, and I'm gonna pause here to do 1 more braid. I'm gonna be quiet so that y'all can see the rhythm for yourself, but it does not change. The choreo is the choreo. The size of the braiding hair just changes with the size of the desired end result. So yeah, catch this choreo braiding, and I'll get right back with y'all when we get to the very last braid.
Yeah, listen. This day that God has given me, I'm not gonna waste this joy deep down inside me. I'm not gonna shake. Been stressed for so long, so stuck in my own way. So I'ma enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has made. Inside. Too afraid to open up, so I'd rather hide. Man, I'm just so grateful that I made it this far. Almost thought I had to call my mama in a cup car. Benny's everything for me and everything I need. I would be nothing if you didn't give me no reason to be. Cause I'm riding through the city. And I ain't worried about it. Come too far.
So before we move on to that last braid, I did want to pause here and show me crocheting the pieces. Sometimes they stick out in a way that is not appealing, and all you have to do is stick that crochet hook through the braid, grab the piece, and bring it back through the other side of the braid to let it lie flush. Now moving on to that last braid, you'll notice that I did not start all of these braids with a human hair piece because again, I wasn't going for the same fullness as I was with the last set of braids that I did, but I always start my front two braids with the human hair piece before adding in the braiding hair pieces because I love that option of styling to where you can have those two bang pieces down while the rest of the braids or half of the braids are up. It just looks so elegant, so feminine, and so flowy. But anyhow, adding on those first two pieces of braiding hair after that first human hair piece, and you're just going to continue braiding down, making sure that you're applying a good amount of product so that everything is nice and smooth. That is the key to integrating these human hair pieces into your braid. After you get it in and braid down a few times, you want to go in with some product, and you'll see that I do that repeatedly throughout this style. And then once the braiding hair is almost run out, you'll see that I add in that third and final piece of braiding hair before continuing to add a few more human hair pieces. And again, the key to having the cheat code human hair ends is to braid down as far as you can with the braiding hair, and then add in that last piece of human hair as close to the bottom as possible. And then from there you braid down a few more times before adding on your slip knot to keep everything nice and secure. And from there we're going to clean it up and dip our ends. The key to dipping your ends is to get all of that human hair out of the way and focus on just the synthetic braiding hair pieces. For this style, I decided to braid mine down because there's not many at all. They truly do get lost in the human hair pieces, and that's the goal because you want to see all human hair at the end of the braids. And you're going to clip away that human hair so that it is not touched by the boiling hot water. Braid that braiding hair down, and then you're going to dip it in extremely hot boiling water. And then last but not least, cut off any straggly ends, clean up your ends so that you have the desired look, the desired length. And this is the final look. I absolutely love these braids. This is it in its dry state, and this density was just perfect for me. I did not want this too big. Again, with the bright color, I wanted a subtle density on these braids. I ended up using about 1.5 bundle, and because the bundles are so full, that was more than enough. The texture is perfect and the red is so vibrant. Now as far as timing goes, this style did take me a total of 4 hours once I finished parting, so I guess you could say about 4.5 hours total. As beautiful as this looks day one, y'all know the upkeep has been a time, so I'll be sure to report back. But in the meantime, let's get into some different styles with these braids.
Don't
All of the information and links will be listed below in the description box. So I truly hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a few new different hairstyles on the way, so it won't be long. Until then, take great care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Later.